Anyway, my next guest pummels people for a living. No, he's not a masseur, he's a boxer. Please welcome Chris Eubank. How are you, Chris?
I'm very well, thank you.
Thank you very much for joining me. First of all, I want to say about the jewellery theft, I'm really sorry about all that.
You know, I really can't understand why people would be sorry. I mean...
Well, it's not a nice thing to have happen to you.
Oh, no, it isn't,
I
I suppose.
Yeah.
But then, if your belongings are insured, then you get your money back.
Did you get a good look at the guy?
I got a good look at the girl. She was dying. I mean, I thought she was dying. I mean, the Sun, what they've done, they have basically said that it was a heist or I was duped. But to me, it just looked too real.
I must say, though, you're always impeccably dressed.
Thank you very much.
You always look very, very smart. How do you decide what to wear? Have you got a lot to choose from, or do you have someone to help style you, or do you choose your own clothes?
Just choose my own clothes. It's just how you feel, really. I mean, I've always had... You know, style is a thing like this, I think. It's a feeling. It's not something you can buy. It's something you feel. I would look good in a black paper bag. It's about how you wear it. I mean, I've done a catwalk for Vivienne Westwood in Milan not too long ago, and she put me into a tunic, which is more like a dress. But you see now, yes, I wore it, and it looked bloody good. And the reason why it looked good is because it's not the clothing, it's the way the person brings the clothes alive.
Is that the Vivienne Westwood one?
Yes, that was a show in Milan. Yeah.
And you also did one in Glasgow as well?
Yeah, that was for the breakthrough.
What one's that? What outfit's that?
Right, okay.
Is that the Glasgow one?
Yeah, that's the Glasgow one. That's actually called The Bird of Paradise. And that show actually raised about £50,000 for Breakthrough the Breast Cancer Appeal, which... Thank you. And on that point, I actually launched...
No, come on.
Hey!
No, this is...
Getting intimate here with Richard White.
I actually launched this particular charity back in 1991, and the Prince of Wales became a patron about 6 months ago. And we have raised £15.6 million so far, and we're looking to raise like 5.4 million a year to keep the doctors working for a cure for this particular cancer.
I noticed that you did say he was immaculately dressed. You didn't say that.
I was just going to say that to you. I was just coming to that, you see.
But actually,
and you do.
I saw him... Well, stripes and stripes do go. Why shouldn't stripes and stripes go? Not them. Not them. You see, I said to him, we met just before, and I said, because I came from a textile family in Yorkshire where they make the cloth, you see. And my dad was a textile man before he died, and he would get a bit, he'd finger, and he'd go like that, you see. And he'd say, oh, it's a good bit of stuff, is that, you see. And Chris is wearing immaculate and beautiful cloth, I have to say. Made in Huddersfield, probably. Made in Huddersfield.
Now, you're Lord of Brighton, is that right?
Well, I'm not really, but I have bought the lordship of Brighton.
You bought the lordship. And I heard...
Lord of the Manor.
Does it entitle you to something like 4,000 herrings a year?
Yes, yeah.
What, do they deliver them all at once, or...?
Well, no, I mean, this was 1,000 years ago. I mean,
right.
you was also
do they
entitled...
still keep up these traditions?
No.
No, all right.
I mean, 1,000 years ago, I could basically say to you, if you lived in my manor, I want everything you have, I want you to work for me for free, and there's nothing you can do about it. The Lord of the Manor was able to have 5.5 hides of cow from people who had livestock and 18 villagers. He was also entitled to 1 slave, and because of that, and a few other reasons, I bought that, because I thought, well, if I can buy this lordship, or if I could be lord of the manor, basically, if I had the slaves, then I would release him, and in so doing, I could release myself from my bondage of slavery.
Sorry, what did you say about... What is it? What is it? What you guess? What was it?
Well,
As Lord of the Manor, what did you get?
In the Doomsday Book, you were entitled to one slave.
No, but what else? What was that other thing you had?
Cows.
No.
Herring.
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 What was it?
4,000 herring.
What was it?
4,000 herring?
Pardon? Say it again.
Do you need a herring aid?
No, yes, that's right. I was going to say I'm a little hard of herring. That's right.
That is it. Richard, tell us about Wet Wang.
Wet Wang.
Yes, tell us about Wet
is
Wang.
a marvellous place in the East Riding of Yorkshire, of which a happy little friendly, typically English community, of which I happen to be, with great, I humbly accepted the honour of being the mayor of Wet Wang. So you're the Lord of Brighton. That's the difference between us. You're the Lord of Brighton with all these herring and stuff, and cows and hot and coal and everything else. I am just the mayor of little humble town, village,
do you get
called
anything?
Wet Wang. Do I get anything?
Yeah, do you have any privileges being mayor?
I'm going to open the new school extension. I get to wear the mayoral robes, which are borrowed from His Worship the Mayor of Beverley in Yorkshire, and I have a thoroughly good time. And as the Times, when I was made mayor of Wet Wang in the summer, the Times reported, they said, a villager said, this is the biggest day for Wet Wang since a road accident here in 1967.
I'm humbled by you both. Well, thank you very much, Chris Eubank.
Can I mean, you can cut this if you want, but I'd like to recite some knowledge for the... if you don't mind. Would you like me to stay seated? Shall I stay seated or shall I stand?
The floor manager says stay seated.
Okay, pick a subject. Okay, here's one. The first one I heard was sex. Okay, so I'm going to talk about the female. I'm going to talk about a particular gal. Okay, it goes like this. Now, I'm under pressure, so bear with me. When you get what you want in your struggle for self and the world makes you queen for a day, just go to the mirror and look at yourself and see what that gal has to say. For it isn't your husband or family or friend who judgment upon you must pass. For the gal whose verdict counts most in the end is the one staring back from the glass.
He's not finished.
Some people may say you a straight-shooting chum and call you a person of place. But the gal in the glass says you're only a bum if you can't stare her straight in the face. She's the gal to please, never mind all the rest, for she's with you right up to the end. And you've passed your most dangerous and difficult test if the gal in the glass is your friend. You may fool the whole world down the pathway of years and get pats on your back as you pass. But your final reward will be heartaches and tears if you've cheated the gal in the glass. The subject that was picked was sex, and rather than give one which is not really appropriate for the television viewers, I thought sex, female, there you go.
Well done. Well, thank you very much, Chris Eubank.